My findings will go down in history for being the best findings ever. Number 1, Goron, face, Sage, has been found. This is what he looks like, very close to Daruk, almost the same dude, but he's not. And number 2, just real quick, before I get into how I think this story is going to play out, there's 2 things I want to mention. Number 1, I believe that the founding of Hyrule in Tears of the Kingdom is a refounding that takes place between the old games and, of course, the new games, where a cataclysmic event changed Hyrule forever and had to be refounded by Rauru. Just want to throw that out there. And number 2, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, that would help a ton. Now, the stuff, okay, I'm really excited because I like, this is insanely cool. I'm very excited to share this with y'all. And this is how I think the story of Age of Imprisonment is going to go down. Game opens. Zelda, transferred back in time, meets up with Rauru and Queen Sonia. They talk about the situation. They go to Hyrule Castle. She gets her new look, and the majority of the memories in Tears of the Kingdom happen. Okay, and we get to memory, I think 6 it was? 6 or 7? Memory 6 or 7, where Ganondorf sends out the Moldugas, and they take him down. Okay, and then he goes and apologizes, but everyone knows it's fake. And then in between the apology thing, we have the line, if given an opening, he will bear his fangs. And I think at this moment is when they know that they are cooked. This moment is when they set out and find the sages. Okay, this is where the game opens up. This is where the first fighting actually begins. Because before this, it was all exploration kind of stuff. So, and like, listen to this, because this is perfect. The first place that we go, or the first thing that happens, the Howling Tempest map. You wanna know how I know this? Here, let me read this off for you guys, so you guys can believe me. If you have save data from Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity on your game system when you play, you will receive a High Guards Claymore. If you have a save data from Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, you will receive a High Guards Sword. These weapons can be redeemed after returning to Hyrule's map upon completion of the Howling Tempest map. Or mission, sorry. So I believe this is the first mission in the game where you go and recruit the Rito Sage. Now, it's not going to be easy, of course, they think you're enemies, but after this, you know, you befriend them and they become a huge ally to Hyrule Kingdom. And by the way, these are what those weapons look like. Very cool, very cool. I love how these things look. Anyway, next, you go to the Goron Zone. And by the way, this is definitely how it's going to happen. In the trailers that we've seen, or in the most recent trailer, we see 2 enemies that are completely new. This thing and this thing. And I believe that this is Muktarok and Goma in their original forms. This is what they looked like in the Imprisoning War. This is what they were in the Imprisoning War. And then when we got to Tears of the Kingdom, of course, they were weakened so much by Ganondorf not being able to use his full potential that they looked like this. I believe this is this, and I believe this is this. Argue with the wall. Next, we go and get the Rito Sage. The Rito Sage is very important because... Or no, the Zora. The Zora. And that's where we, of course, fight this thing. We have the Zora Sage, and then we save the best for last, the Gerudo. Now, the reason that we save this for last is because, of course, Ganondorf is over there. He's plotting. It is not looking well. Okay, so we fight with most of the Gerudo tribe, and then we get the Gerudo Sage on board. And throughout this whole game, we have the ancient... Now listen to this, because if I'm right on this, I feel like I should, like, be, like, rewarded. Okay? We see a lot of stuff with these 2 together. Now, I have a huge theory, and I have no idea if this is going to be right, on who this Korok is. I believe this Korok is either Hestu from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, or it's the Great Deku Tree from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I believe that's who this is. Okay, and he's ready to fight. I think it would make more sense if it was the Great Deku Tree, but I could also see it as Hestu, because they have very similar, like, colored bodies. And, like, the tree head thing, the leaves on the head, yo. And then the ancient hero fight robot thing. I think that this is the spirit of the ancient hero inside a construct. Okay, but the reason why Rauru doesn't talk about this guy, or he's not mentioned whatsoever in the memories, is because Rauru and them don't know he exists. From the trailers, we have seen nothing of these 2 interacting, or anybody interacting with them for that matter. The Korok is only in, like, 1 scene. 2 scenes, actually. The Korok is in 2 scenes, and the Ancient Hero has, like, 5. And in none of them are they ever with the rest of the group. They are away from the group the entire time. And you want to know why? Because I think there's going to be missions throughout the game that are just them 2 working together to stop this from the background. Okay? And you want to know why I think this? Because in the Gleeok fight scene, we see the Ancient Hero with the Korok on his back. Like a team. Because they are. the ancient hero and the Deku Tree teaming up to try to defeat Ganondorf from the shadows. That would be so sick. It's not even funny, and of course they don't do it because if this game is canon, they don't do it, and they die about like halfway through the game. But the Deku Tree lives on and lives in Korok Forest for like 30,000 years until the events of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. How cool is that? How cool would that be if that's what happens? Okay, how cool would that be? How cool would that be? How cool would that be? And then Sonya gets spine shattered, of course. So, okay. So then there's like this party going on in Hyrule Castle, right? All the sages are there, all the people are there, they're having a great time. And then Ganondorf pulls up to the party uninvited, okay? And he shatters Sonya's spine, takes the secret stone, and now this is where the chaos begins. This is where a majority of the game takes place. The imprisoning war. Now, we don't see any combat scenes from the memories, but we know a lot goes down. And then Ganondorf gets sealed, and then the events of Tears of the Kingdom happen. Now, that's how I think this game is going to play out. But, just so I can talk about some of the findings I have, I'm going to talk about some of the findings I have. Because I really want to talk about some of this stuff with y'all. Number 1, we see a Gerudo captain. Now, I have no idea who this is, but she looks awesome. I have no idea who she is, what her deal is, but she is a Gerudo captain. And then in this image right here, we have this dude as a playable character. Who is this? Why is he acting like he's part of the team? He's like a Zonai captain or something. But they had to add characters. It's a Hyrule Warriors game. You gotta have plenty of characters. So they got him up in here. He's very important to the story, I'm sure. And then any more things I'd like to share? You got the mud-covered enemies, of course. Yeah, I think that's about all. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. If you want to like disprove me some, that would be great too, because I want to know some of y'all's theories. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you when more info drops. Have a good one.